What my goal is for this tank here is to try and make as self-sustaining an ecosystem as I can. And I'm hoping that eventually it even becomes a filterless tank. The substrate in it's going to be layered. And let's go gather up the materials right now for the first layer of the substrate. Out here in the nook, I have a 5-gallon pal with some pea gravel that I bought from Home Depot. It was only $6 for 50 pounds. I rinsed it off really well. So the reason that this is in this pal here, and I got an air stone in here, I rinsed the gravel off really good, and then I've been putting fish tank water in here, and I gave it some of this stress zyme every time I top off the water with a pinch of fish food to feed the beneficial bacteria that's in here. So I'm trying to start a colony in here to be able to jumpstart the tank and get fish in there a little bit quicker. Now we're going to go over to the other side of the room, and I got a 75-gallon work tank over here. And what we're going to be removing out of this tank is this sand right here, down here. You can see all the detritus and stuff in here in layers. What I've been doing is when I clean the glass with this here, I've been coming down and just kind of pushing the sand up here. And there's a lot of beneficial bacteria and microorganisms living in that too, so we're going to add that to that gravel. This tank has been set up for well over 6 months, so I know there's a lot of beneficial bacteria in here, as well as there's some detritus. Detritus? I pronounce everything wrong, but all that decaying plant matter and fish waste and stuff, uneaten food that's in this sand right here is actually good for the type of tank that we're making right now. And we'll be coming back out here later to grab this piece of driftwood right here out of here, and we're going to be attaching Java moss to it. And this has been in here for, you know, the whole time too, 6 months or whatever, and there's a lot of beneficial bacteria on that as well. I'm just going to mist this piece of driftwood down. I don't want it drying out on me. And look down here just to show you. These are all mystery snails. I think they're called blonde mystery snails, and there's a bunch of shrimp there. I wanted all the stuff out of the way while I was in the tank, so I put some sweet potato in there. I'm going to take the sand that's in here and mix it right in with the gravel. I got some fluval stratum, which is an aquatic soil. Very nutrient rich. It also helps to lower the pH, which is good for me because I have hard water here. And I'm going to mix some of this in there for some more nutrients. The sand and the gravel have no nutrients in it. It's inert. But you know, there is some nutrients in the sand because of all the detritus and stuff that's built up in it over time. We're going to get some Java moss out of this tank right here. And this is what I'll be tying to that piece of driftwood out there. Give me a big clump of it. And while I'm over here, I'm going to take the rest of that clump. There's still quite a bit in here. I'm going to cut this right in half. Just kind of scatter it around the tank. I just took a bunch of that plant mass out of here. So there's less plant material in here to absorb the nutrients. Give it some room to grow. And with that extra nutrients and cutting it like I did, it will help it to propagate faster. I didn't put any of this material in the tank yet because I don't want it to dry out. So I'm trying to be quick about all this. We're going to go get that driftwood first, and then we'll start building up the substrate layers. This tape is inside of there. That's the size of the tank. And here's how that piece looks. It's actually a really nice piece. I like it. It's gonna stick right out of the top of the tank. We're just gonna add some of that moss to it right now. I think that looks pretty good like that. So I'm just using some cotton thread. I like using cotton thread because it will break down over time. And as the moss becomes attached, permanently attached, the thread just kind of disintegrates in the tank. You don't need much, but I do have a lot, so I'm gonna put a good amount on. You don't need to use as much as I'm going to be using. Now, I just want to trim up some of this excess to keep it nice and tight. You don't have to, but I want it to be tighter onto the wood and grow more compact. Otherwise it will grow out real stringy. And I'll have to trim this back periodically. So it's been submerged. I don't think it's gonna flow. I don't think I need to glue it to that rock. What I'm gonna do is take this back into the fish room. I moved it right up next to this tank so I can look into here to see how I wanna layer my substrate. We're gonna grab some of this dwarf hair grass. That's big red. I got videos of all the bettas and stuff if you're interested. He's not shy. Like, I don't want to hurt him, so he don't even care. I'm gonna grab this piece here, so it wasn't really planted. Oh wow, look at that piece. Boy, I don't need much, so. There was another piece over here that was starting to pop out. Jeez, I wonder how long this one's gonna... Wow, I don't need that much. I gotta cut that. I don't need that much. Wow, this stuff's doing good. I won't have to buy this no more. That's what I'm doing with all my stuff. I try to propagate everything. I try to breed the fish. I'm trying to find cheap products. This hobby's really getting expensive. It's not just the fish tanks and everything. It's all the house plants and stuff. It's really adding up. I'm a new channel. I was hoping that I'd get monetized and that would help, a little bit, but I don't know if that's even ever gonna happen. But if you're watching the videos and you like them, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe. And I do a variety of different types of videos. So if there's videos that you guys like, like it. Hit the like button so I know, so I can concentrate on them. I can't make videos of everything that I'm doing. But if I know what you guys like the most, I can concentrate on making those types of videos. So this was the first tank I ever put together. This is a 10-gallon. This is a year and a half old. And this is where I'll be taking the sponge filter from. There is still an air stone that I have underneath this rock that sticks out. But I'll be taking the filter off of this, so it will technically be a filterless tank. And I'm gonna grab some of the lily pads out of here right now, one of them. This tank's way overgrown. Wow, wow, I wonder what the roots are gonna be like in this. This is, holy cow, I'm really pulling on it. Like, I'm pulling on it, like, that's something. I can feel some of the roots starting to break as I pull on it, but holy cow, this is something. There it goes. I think I'm breaking a lot of the roots, but that's fine. I wonder if I should get the scissors in there and just cut it. Oh, I'm just breaking it with my fingers. There's like 4 bulbs in here. There's a bunch of plants. There's fish, there's shrimp, there's snails. Oh, let's see. How am I going to even get it out? It's all knotted up. This is cool. This is going to add a lot of interest to that tank, I think. Oh, so I never said it, but I was thinking too that I wanted it to kind of be like a swamp theme, a swamp tank. Because I'm going to be putting bettas in there, a betta in there, and probably some small nano fish eventually. Something nice and small. So I'd like a school of like 5 or 6 or 7. The smaller they are, the more I can put in. Holy cow, some of these are really long. Okay. So let's get this in there first. So this stuff here, it will leach a lot of the nutrients out into the water column. So I will be capping it with some sand to help hold that nutrients in place so that it's more available for the stems, the stem plants and the roots and stuff that grow in this. And I'll show you the sand. I'm actually using pool filter sand and the black blasting sand. Both of these products are only around $15 for a 50-pound bag. And what I've done is I've mixed them. One of my subscribers, the Harry Woodsman, he suggested this to me. He does this. He mixes it for a nice natural look, and I really do like it. So thumbs up to you, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you're going to use these sands like I'm doing right now, I'm going to put a box up at the end of the video for you to click on. I would highly recommend watching that video before using these sands. There are some pros and cons, and I have a solution for all of the cons in there for you, just to save you some headache. Now, I'm using this to cap that nutrient-rich substrate that I'm using. So this isn't the finished product here. I just stuck some plants up here temporarily just to give you an idea of what I'm going for. So don't forget there's gonna be 2 more tanks up here, but I can do hanging baskets and put pots around stuff. And obviously I can grow right out of the tanks, which is something I've been wanting to do for a while. So the next video that I upload most likely will be the 5.5 gallon being rescaped. And I'll be using all the same soil that's in there right now, the same substrate. So I should be able to put fish in there right away. And I would think I'd be able to get fish in here too, pretty sure. So next video, aquascape in the 5.5 and fish. And we'll see what we can do about coming up with a game plan for some permanent plants in here. So stay tuned.